Good evening and welcome to the news roundup for Wednesday the 21st of June. Before we get into the news, please remember to like this video, share your views in the comments, and share the video with your family and friends.
Reach them! Always make sure the message reach them!
Now for the news in detail. The St. Andrew North Police have confirmed that a lawyer representing entertainer Jashi has contacted the Criminal Investigations Branch. The lawyer contacted the CIB to make arrangements for him to do a question and answer session. The police are seeking dialogue with Jashi after the entertainer's name was linked to a murder committed in the community of Grandspen on the 7th of June. The dead man has been identified as 45-year-old businessman Omar Wright, otherwise called Romy. Wright is the brother of an alleged Don from the area. It is understood that Wright was killed on Shortwood Road about 10:40 p.m., hours after an alleged altercation between himself and Jashi's mother. Jashi's mother operates a wholesale business in the community. It is alleged that Wright and Jashi's mom got into a verbal and physical dispute where he allegedly threw water in her face. Wright was allegedly confronted by Jashi hours later, and a quarrel reportedly ensued. The police say armed men later confronted Wright at his business place where he was shot several times. Superintendent Sharika Service, who heads the St. Andrew North Police Division, on Tuesday said that the area has been tense since the incident. Rumors have been circulating that Romy's brother has sworn to avenge his death, which has caused both Jashi and his mother to avoid the area. Investigators are hailing the arrest and charge of a St. Catherine man as a major breakthrough in the probe into the recent attacks on Beryllium vehicles and the security guards. The man, Javon Bashford, otherwise called Bashi, of Mandock Avenue, Big Lane in Central Village, is facing several charges under the Firearms Act, the anti-gang legislation, and other laws in relation to the attack on Beryllium security officers in St. Thomas on the 29th of April. Bashford is charged with wounding with intent with the use of a firearm, robbery with aggravation, shooting with intent, use of a firearm to commit a felony, 2 counts, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, stockpiling firearms, stockpiling ammunition, possession of a firearm and ammunition with intent to cause damage, being a participant in a criminal organization, malicious destruction of property, using conveyance to traffic firearms, facilitating the commission of an applicable offense by a criminal organization, and conspiracy to commit robbery with aggravation. Investigations led to detectives from the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigations Branch, CTOC, conducting an operation on Jakes Road in Kingston on June 9, where 2 high-powered rifles and over 70 assorted rounds of ammunition were seized. The police said Bashford was taken into custody in relation to the seizure. He reportedly gave a caution statement whilst being interviewed in the presence of his attorney and subsequently charged. His court date is being arranged, the police said. Chillia Dunkley, the 14-year-old who sustained life-threatening third-degree burns in a kitchen explosion at her home in Burnt Savannah, St. Elizabeth, left the island on Wednesday morning to undergo surgery and receive specialized care in Atlanta, Georgia. The air ambulance departed at around 2:30 a.m. en route to the Joseph M. Stillburn Center. Earlier this week, Dunkley's father and sister appealed to the public for support in raising US $45,000 to airlift her to Georgia for treatment. The sentencing of the 15 individuals convicted in the Klansman gang trial, originally scheduled for July 3, has been postponed to September 25 in the Home Circuit Court. The defense counsels were informed that Chief Justice Brian Sykes, who is presiding over the case, will be presiding over the Trelawney Circuit. The convicted individuals, including a female pastor and an ex-soldier, have been declared members of the Klansman gang's One Don faction based in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Andre Blackman Bryan, previously found guilty, was identified as the leader of the criminal organization. The trial began in September of 2021 and the last verdicts were handed out in early March, resulting in the conviction of 15 individuals and the acquittal of 17. Christina Edgepeth, a 49-year-old woman from North Carolina, has been charged with illegal possession of ammunition. The incident occurred at the Sangsa International Airport in St. James. When Edgepet attempted to board a flight, a bag screening revealed anomalies. Upon further inspection, security found a black and grey magazine containing 5.380 rounds in the inner pocket of her bag. Edgepet was arrested and is scheduled to appear in the St. James Parish Court on June 23rd. Investigators are trying to determine the reason behind the killing of a man outside a bar on Mac Corner in Palmer's Cross, Clarendon last night. The dead man has been identified as a 31-year-old Rohan Lewinson, otherwise called Headman, from Kennedy Lane in Palmer's Cross. It was reported that around 8:06 p.m., Lewinson was sitting under a tree on the roadway outside the bar when a motor car drove up and several men armed with handguns alighted and opened fire, hitting him multiple times. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Matthew Hyde, the university student accused of torturing his ex-girlfriend in his dorm room at the University of the West Indies, Mona, is to appear in the Home Circuit Court on September 18. The matter was transferred to the High Court following committal proceedings in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Wednesday. Senior Parish Court Judge Lorian Cole Montague, having examined statements in the committal bundle and assigned it into evidence, determined that Hyde has a case to answer. Hyde, who is charged with assault occasioning grievous bodily harm, use of malicious communication, assault occasioning actual bodily harm, and false imprisonment, was further remanded. He is alleged to have held his ex-girlfriend captive for 3 days in his dorm room in February. A St. Catherine man accused of incest was remanded when he appeared before the parish court in Linstead today. He was ordered to return to court on July 19th. The accused did not have legal representation in court today. Allegations are that residents of 2 rural communities observed strange behavior between the accused and the complainant. They summoned the police and an investigation was launched into the alleged crime. During an early morning operation by the police on April 24th, the accused was allegedly found in a compromising position with his sister. He was arrested on suspicion of incest and was subsequently charged following a question and answer session. Prime Minister Andrew Holness tabled the long-awaited job descriptions for members of Parliament and government ministers. The documents were tabled in the form of a green paper and ministerial paper in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. The green paper on job descriptions for MPs will go to a joint select committee for review, while the ministerial paper on ministers is already government policy. Both papers outline the strategic objectives, job purpose, key deliverables, and the necessary competencies and responsibilities for the 2 groups. In business, NCB is facing issues with its automated banking machines, as about 10% of them are currently out of commission. NCB, being Jamaica's largest bank with assets of approximately $1 trillion, has the largest network of banking machines in the country. The number of NCB machines has decreased from 326 at the beginning of the year to around 290 in May. Some of the reductions are due to the temporary decommissioning of machines following security breaches and robberies. NCB expects its ABM network to reach around 325 machines by the end of this year. And in sports, Alana Reid, the bronze medalist in the 200 meters at the 2022 World Under-20 Championships in Cali, Colombia, has inked a multi-year contract with Nike. Alana is expected to make her debut representing Nike at the National Championships, scheduled from July 6 to 9 at the National Stadium. She is expected to continue her training under the guidance of her high school coach, Corey Bennett, until the conclusion of the 2023 track and field season. And that is it for your news roundup for today. We would appreciate you liking this video, leaving a comment, and sharing the video with your family and friends. Have a good evening and see you next time.